Hello everyone. Now I would like to tell you about notches and wear. First of all, we have to know about the notch. What is meant by notch? Notch is a device used for measuring the rate of flow of a liquid through a small channel or a tank. A notch may be defined as an opening in the side of a tank or a channel in such a way that the liquid surface in the tank or channel is below the top edge of the opening. It is used to measure the rate of flow of liquid through a channel or a tank. The notch is generally made with metallic plates. If you see like this is normal rectangular channel or rectangular tank. Here we have to insert small plate, metallic plate. Okay, with the help of that metallic plate, we can find out the rate of flow through particular tank. Notch is a device used for measuring the rate of flow of liquid through a small channel or a tank, or it may be defined as an opening in the side. This is opening, this is opening, okay, in the side of a tank or a small channel in a such a way that the liquid surface in the tank or a channel is below the top edge of the opening, below the top edge of the opening. This is the top edge, this is top edge. Okay, so if you take the tank, here I am drawing in three-dimensional. This is opening, okay, so from this opening the water will flow. If you want to find out the rate of flow, you have to insert the metallic plate here. On the top surface of the metallic plate, that water will flow, then you can find out the discharge. Okay, so this is nothing but notch. Then what is meant by weir? Weir is nothing but it is a concrete or masonry structure placed in an open channel over which the flow occurs. If you take the masonry structure, this is the masonry structure. Okay, this is a mason. Weir is nothing but concrete or a masonry structure placed in an open channel over which the flow occurs, over which the flow is happening. That is nothing but weir. This side is upstream side, the right side is downstream side. Clear? It is generally in the form of vertical wall with a sharp edge at the top running all the way across the open channel. Here you can see this is the top, this is the wall, this is the wall, vertical wall, clear, with a sharp edge at the top, sharp edge at the top, running all the way across the open channel. The notch is of a small size while the weir is the bigger size. If you want to compare between the notch is a small one. Weir is a bigger one. Compare with the small notch. Okay, the notch is of small size while the weir is a bigger size. Weir is nothing but already have seen in some lakes, some ponds. They will construct one bund to arrest the water. Okay, to store the water. They will construct this masonry wall across the length of the stream or pond or lake. If you want to know in Telugu, Mattadi. మీకు అందరికి తెలుసు చెరువులలో మత్తడి కడతారు, masonry wall or concrete తోటి మత్తడి కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ వియర్. ఓకే, the notch is generally made up of metallic plate while weir is made of concrete or masonry structure. మీరు కనుక చూస్తే నాచ్ అంతా మెటాలిక్ ప్లేట్ ఉంటుందని చెప్పాను, నాచ్ కి అటాచ్ చేసి, దీనికి మాత్రం masonry స్ట్రక్చర్ తోటి కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తారు వియర్. ఓకే, there is no difference between a notch and weir except that the former is a small structure and has a sharp edge. The sheet of water flowing through a notch or a weir is called as nappe or vein. Whatever the sheet is flowing on the notch or weir, this water sheet is called as nappe. Nappe, this is the technical term. Nappe, nappe. Okay, the sheet of water flowing through a notch or a weir is called a nappe or vein. We can also call it as a vein. Vein. Clear? Next, the bottom of the notch or the top of the weir over which the water flows is known as the sill. So if you take the previous slide, this one is called sill level. This is sill level. Okay, bottom of the notch is called sill. That here I am writing, this is sill level. Sill. Okay, next, the bottom of the notch or the top of the weir over which the water flows is known as the sill or crest, and its height above the bottom of the tank or channel is known as the sill height or crest height. This is nothing but sill level. This is sill level or crest level. It is also called as a crest. Okay, from above water it is flowing, that is crest height or sill height. The notch is generally made of metallic plate. We know very well. The nappe or vein, the sheet of a water flowing through which a notch or over a weir is called nappe or vein. Crest or sill, I said in the previous slide, the bottom edge of the notch or a top of the weir over which the water flows is known as the sill or crest. This is the notch. Okay, this bottom portion is nothing but sill or crest. If you take the weir, this portion is nothing but sill or crust. Okay, understood. Now, classification of notches and weirs. Here you see we have different types of notches. First of all, until now you have learnt about the what is meant by notch and what is meant by weir, the difference between the notch and weir, what is meant by nappe or crest or nappe. Next, what is meant by nappe. Okay, so all these things you have studied. Simply once again I am repeating, notch may be defined as an opening in the side of a tank or a channel in such a way that the liquid surface in the tank or a channel is below the top edge of the opening. That is nothing but notch. Weir is a concrete or masonry structure placed across a river to raise the water level on the upstream side and to allow the excess water to flow over in the downstream side. It is also used to measure the rate of flow of water in a rivers or streams. This is the difference between the notch and weir. Now the classification. Classification in the notches. First one, we can see the rectangular notch, triangular notch, trapezoidal notch, stepped notch. If you want to see all these things, uh, rectangular notch seems to be like this. This is rectangular notch. Triangular notch this is triangular notch. Trapezoidal notch this figure is trapezoidal notch. If you want to see the stepped notch, this is the stepped notch. Okay, understood. Rectangular notch, triangular notch, trapezoidal notch, stepped notch. These are the classifications under the notch. According to the efficient effect of the sides of the nappe, if you want to consider the nappe, that effect, notch with end contractions, notch without end contractions or suppressed notch. So you can further classified into two types, that is notch with end contraction, notch without end contraction or suppressed notch. Weirs are classified according to the shape of the opening of the shape of the crust, the effect of the sides on the nappe and nature of the discharge. Based on nature of the discharge and opening shape of the crust, the effect of the sides of the nappe. So we have further classified into three types. Those are, first one is rectangular weir, second one is triangular weir, third one is trapezoidal weir. Okay, so these are the three different types of weir. According to the shape of the crust, if you take the crust shape, that is sharp crested weir, broad crested weir, narrow crested weir, ogee shaped weir. So these are the different types of weirs. Okay, so here if you want to know the sharp crested weir, this is sharp crested weir. From here water flows like this. Water flows like this. Okay, this is a sharp crest. Here this crest level is having it like a sharp. If it is broader, then it will call it as a broad crested weir. Ogee means ogee spillway. Already you have studied in the irrigation engineering. This is ogee shape. Okay, water flows like this ogee shape. That is ogee shaped weir. Okay, now simply here this is the sharp crested weir. Sharp crested weir. Okay. According to the effect of sides on the emerging nappe, weir with end contractions, weir without end contractions. Suppose end contractions means this is the width of the weir. From here to here we have some L length. Length L. Okay, so this is the length of the weir. So you can see here one end contraction, here another end contraction. These two things are end contractions. Okay, So if you consider the end contraction, that is wear with end contraction. If you don't want to consider the end contraction, that is wear without end contraction. These two types of wears. Next, we have some other different types of wears. Freely discharging wear and submerged or drawn wear. All these things are we will discuss in the later or in the higher studies. If the liquid level on the downstream side of the weir is lower than the crest level, the weir is discharging free. If the liquid level on the downstream side of the weir is lower than the crest level, the weir is discharging free. When the liquid level on the downstream side is higher than the crest level, the weir is submerged weir. So, ఇప్పుడు suppose మీరు చూస్తే weir ఉందనుకోండి, ఇది weir, ఇది upstream side, downstream side. డౌన్ సైడ్ ఇప్పుడు డౌన్ స్ట్రీమ్ సైడ్ కనుక వాటర్ ఎక్కువైపోయినాయి అనుకోండి, ఎక్కువైపోతే దీన్ని ఏమంటారు, సబ్మర్జ్డ్ వేయర్ అంటారు. ఒకవేళ ఇటు వాటర్ తక్కువ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, డౌన్ స్ట్రీమ్ సైడ్ ఇక్కడ వరకే ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి వాటర్, అప్పుడు దాన్ని ఏమంటారు, ఫ్రీలీ డిశ్చార్జింగ్ వేయర్ అంటారు. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టూ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ వేయర్. నెక్స్ట్, discharge over a rectangular notch or weir. If you want to find out the discharge over a rectangular notch or weir, this is the expression. With the help of these equations, you can find out the discharge. Here, the expression for discharge over rectangular notch or weir is the same for both rectangular notch and rectangular weir. Both are same. Consider a rectangular notch or weir provided in a channel carrying water as shown in figure. Here, I will show you. Okay, we don't have a figure here. Let us see. I will try here. Suppose here I am drawing the weir. This is weir. What is this called? దీని ఏమంటారు? Crest అంటారు. Crest. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి మీకు ఏమవుతుంది, సమ్ షీట్, వాటర్ షీట్ అనేది ఇట్లా పడిపోతుంది. ఓకే, ఒక థిన్ వాటర్ షీట్ పడుతుంది, దాన్ని నప్పే అంటాం. దీని హైట్ ఈ లెవెల్ నుండి, క్రస్ట్ లెవెల్ నుండి హైట్ హెచ్ అనుకోండి, హెడ్ క్యాపిటల్ హెచ్. This is free water surface. This sheet is called nappe. Okay, at the bottom this is fixed end. Then I am taking the cross section. Here I am drawing the cross section. Now I am taking the small strip of the water nappe. That is, the thickness is dh. The thickness is dh. Okay, from here the water height is h. Water height is h. The length of the crest or length of the sill is capital L. Sill level, this is the sill level. Length of the crest or sill is L. Total height is capital H. Total height is capital H. Okay, let us see. The expression for discharge over rectangular notch or a sharp crested weir is the same. Considering the rectangular notch or weir provided in a channel carrying water, you can see in the figure. H is nothing but height of water surface above the crust, which is known as head, causing the flow over the notch. H is nothing but head. Head. Okay, head causing the flow over the notch. L equal to length of the crust or notch or via. For computing the discharge of water flowing over the notch, consider an elementary horizontal strip. Now I want to find out the discharge. I am not taking total head. In that particular head, I am taking one small elementary strip. That elementary strip thickness is dh. Okay, at the depth of h below the water surface. Now I am taking from the water surface below h depth. Area of the strip. Now I am taking the area of the strip. Area of the strip equal to length into breadth. Length capital L, this total length multiplied with thickness, that is dh. dh. Okay, and the theoretical velocity of water flowing through the strip is under root 2gh. Theoretical velocity v theoretical velocity is equal to under root of 2 into g into h. Okay, this is the theoretical velocity. Now, if you want to find out the actual discharge through the strip, Q actual. If you want to find out the actual discharge, Q actual is equal to. Now, how do you find dq is equal to coefficient of discharge multiplied with area of the strip multiplied with theoretical velocity. Area into velocity into CD is nothing but actual discharge. V theoretical. V theoretical. Then how do you write these things? CD is nothing but CD into L into DH. Area is nothing but L into DH into under root 2GH. 2GH. Now you have to integrate with 0 to H. Q equal to integration of 0 to H. Then you bring out the constant, that is dq is equal to integration of 0 to H CD L DH into under root 2 G H. Okay, so you bring out the constant, that is CD L under root 2G. 2G. Now integrate to the H. that is 0 to head is under root of h into dh. So you know very well h, integration of h will become h to the power of 1 by 2, under root of h will become h to the power of 3 by 2. Finally you will get h equal to 2 by 3 CD L root 2g h to the power of 3 by 2. 3 by 2. So this is the equation to find out the discharge through a rectangular notch or weir. Here ready-madely I have given the equation, that is 2 by 3 CD L root 2g h to the power of 3 by 2. Okay, understood. Now discharge over a triangular notch or weir. First of all, you have to know about the velocity of approach. Velocity of approach is defined as the velocity with which water reaches the notch or weir before it flows over it. నాచ్ వియర్ కి ముందు ఏదైతే వెలాసిటీతో అప్రోచ్ అవుతుందో దానిపై నుంచి ఫ్లో అవడానికి ముందు ఆ వెలాసిటీని మనం వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ అంటున్నాం. దిస్ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ VA creates an additional head HA. Now ఇది వియర్ అనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ కొంత వెలాసిటీ తోటి అప్రోచ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ సడన్ గా కొంత హెడ్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది, హెడ్ హెచ్ఏ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. సడన్ గా వచ్చి వెలాసిటీతో దీనికి హిట్ చేసినప్పుడు దీని పైకి వచ్చినప్పుడు కొంత పైకి లేస్తుంది వాటర్, దట్ ఈస్ హెచ్ఏ ఎంత ఉంటుంది, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఈక్వల్ టు v స్క్వేర్ బై 2g ఉంటుంది. v స్క్వేర్ బై 2g, v స్క్వేర్ బై 2g, that is velocity of approach. Or else and effect head over the notch is increased to h plus HA. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ హెడ్ ఎంత అయింది, ఈ h ప్లస్ HA అవుతుంది. సో h ప్లస్ HA, HA ఎంత, v స్క్వేర్ బై 2g HA. This is velocity of approach. Okay, we are adding the additional v square by 2g to the normal head, that is velocity of approach is usually known as the still water head. దీన్ని ఏమంటున్నాం మనం, still water head అంటున్నాం. If the velocity of approach is taken into account, then the discharge over a rectangular notch or a weir. ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ కనుక తీసుకుంటే డిశ్చార్జ్ ఎంత అవుతుంది, ఈ దీంట్లో రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్ లో సేమ్ థింగ్, సేమ్ ఇదే ఉంటుంది, కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ రాస్తా. ఇక్కడ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ క్యూ కన్సిడర్ చేసినప్పుడు డిశ్చార్జ్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది అంటే క్యూ ఈక్వల్ టు 2 by 3 CD L under root 2g capital bracket h plus HA whole to the power of 3 by 2 minus HA to the power of 3 by 2. So this is the equation. If you consider the velocity of approach, then you have to take this equation. H is nothing but v square by 2g. H is nothing but head. Okay. Now, if you want to find out the discharge over a rectangular notch, sorry, triangular notch. Now, if you want to find out the discharge over a triangular notch, here you should take, we don't have any diagram. Let us see, I will draw here. Once you take this section, this is V notch or triangular notch. Triangular notch. దీంట్లో మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, ఇక్కడ నుంచి వాటర్ వెళ్తున్నాయి అనుకోండి, ఓకే. ఇందులో నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నా, ఒక స్మాల్ స్ట్రిప్ మళ్ళీ తీసుకుంటున్నా. ఒక స్మాల్ స్ట్రిప్ తీసుకుంటే దీని థిక్నెస్ సేమ్ యాజ్ డిహెచ్ అయింది, టీహెచ్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు దీని లెంత్ ఎంత అనుకుంటున్నా, ఎక్స్. దీని లెంత్ ఎక్స్ అనుకోండి, ఎక్స్. Okay, now I am cutting into two halves. This section is cutting into two halves. So ఈ టోటల్ థీటా అయినప్పుడు, టోటల్ థీటా ఉన్నప్పుడు యాంగిల్, ఈ మధ్యలో ఇది ఎంత ఉంటుంది, థీటా బై 2 ఉంటుంది. థీటా బై 2. ఇటు సైడ్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది, సేమ్ థీటా బై 2. థీటా బై 2. ఇది ఫ్రీ వాటర్ సర్ఫేస్, ఇది ఫ్రీ వాటర్ సర్ఫేస్. ఇక్కడ నుంచి వాటర్ వెళ్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఈ డిహెచ్ నుంచి పైకి ఉన్నది హైట్ ఎంత, సేమ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్ లో లాగా ఎంత అవుతుంది అంటే హెచ్ అవుతుంది. హెచ్. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు దీని డెరివేషన్ కనుక తీసుకుంటే, కన్సిడర్ ఏ హారిజాంటల్ స్ట్రిప్. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఈ హారిజాంటల్ స్ట్రిప్ ఒకటి తీసుకుంటున్నా, ఈ పోర్షన్ అనేది తీసుకుంటున్నా. ఈ హారిజాంటల్ పోర్షన్ తీసుకొని దాని థిక్నెస్ డిహెచ్ అనుకొని, హైట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫ్రీ సర్ఫేస్ హెచ్ అనే డెప్త్ లో ఉంది ఆ స్ట్రిప్. ఓకే, x is the width of the strip. Then ఇది ఎంత అవుతుంది, ఇది θ by 2 అవుతుంది, అవునా కదా, tan θ by 2 అవుతుంది. tan θ by 2 అంతే కదా. ఇది ఆపోజిట్ సైడ్, అడ్జసెంట్ సైడ్. ఇది θ by 2 అవుతుంది. tan θ by 2 is equal to total length x by 2 times of capital H minus small h, or x equal to ఎలా రాసుకోవచ్చు, లెంత్ x equal to, ఇప్పుడు ఈ లెంత్ ఇది రావాలంటే ఏం చేస్తారు, ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇలా ఉంది, ఇది x అనుకోండి. ఓకే, ఇది సమ్ సర్టెన్ హైట్, ఏదో a అనుకోండి, ఇది b అనుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఈ x రావాలి. ఈ x రావాలంటే ఏం చేస్తారు, 2 times of capital H minus small h into tan θ by 2. Tan θ by 2 అంతే కదా. నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ద స్ట్రిప్ ఏరియా ఎంత, ఏరియా ఈక్వల్ టు area of the strip equal to x into dh is equal to x అంటే ఏంటో మనకు తెలుసు, ఏంటి 2 times of h minus small h minus small h into tan theta by 2 into dh. This is the area of the strip. Now you have to take into consider theoretical velocity. V theoretical ఏంటిది, theoretical velocity is equal to under root 2gh. మనకు తెలుసు 2 into g into capital H 2g h V theoretical. ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్ డిశ్చార్జ్ ఏమవుతుంది, CD ఇంటూ సేమ్ ఇంతకుముందు లాగానే CD ఇంటూ theoretical velocity that is root 2gh. ఏరియా ఇంటూ వెలాసిటీ, ఇది ఏరియా CD ఇంటూ ఏరియా ఇంటూ velocity. To CD constant, that is 0.6. Now I am taking total area. You have to substitute entire this portion here multiplied with velocity, that is root 2gh here. Okay, root 2gh here. Finally you will get total discharge over the V naught, that is with the help of integration and integration 0 to h dq is equal to integration 0 to h CD into 2 into capital H minus small h capital H minus small h tan theta by 2 tan theta by 2 dh under root 2gh. Okay, now from this equation you will get 2 times of CD tan theta by 2 tan theta by 2 root 2g root 2g integrate 0 to h capital H minus small h under root of h into dh. Okay, from this equation నేను ఏం చేసా, కాన్స్టెంట్స్ అన్ని బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చుకుంటున్నా. తర్వాత దాంట్లో నుంచి మీకు వచ్చింది ఏంటి అంటే లాస్ట్లీ 8/15 CD root 2g tan theta by 2 tan theta by 2 h to the power of 5/2 h to the power of 5/2 under root h is nothing but h to the power of 1/2. Okay, integration of h to the power of 1/2 is equal to as per the formula you will get h to the power of 5/2. Okay, so this is the equation to find out the discharge over a V notch. This is the final output. Okay, if you take the theta equal to 90, then automatically the tan theta will be nullified. Finally, ఏముంటది, ఓన్లీ 8/15 CD root 2g h to the power of 5/2 మాత్రమే ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ మీరు వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ కనుక కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటే సేమ్ ఇదంతా ఉంటుంది, ప్లస్ ఇంకేముంటుంది tan theta by 2 ఇక్కడ h to the power of h plus ha whole bracket to the power of 5/2 minus ha to the power of 5/2 ha to the power of 5/2. ఇది వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ కనుక కన్సిడర్ చేస్తే మీకు formula to find out the discharge through a triangular notch. Okay, so advantages of a triangular notch over a weir. Triangular notch or a weir is preferred to a rectangular weir or notch due to the following reasons. The expression for discharge for a rectangular V notch or a weir is very simple. For measuring load discharges, a triangular notch gives more accurate results than the rectangular notch. Okay, rectangular notch కంటే కూడా triangular notch లో more accurate values వస్తాయి. Triangular notch is suitable, good and very effective. For measuring load discharges, a triangular notch gives more accurate results than a rectangular. In case of triangular notch, only one reading, that is head, is required for computation of the discharge. Okay, so in the triangular notch లో మీరు ఏం చేయాలి, ఓన్లీ హెడ్ కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ డిశ్చార్జ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ I showed figure trapezoidal notch or weir is a combination of rectangular and triangular notch or a weir. Trapezoidal notch కనుక తీసుకుంటే trapezoidal notch ఏంటి, it is the combination of, ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది trapezoidal notch, combination of rectangular notch and triangular notch. This portion is triangular notch, this portion is triangular notch, this portion belongs to rectangular notch. So it is the combination of triangular and rectangular notch is equal to trapezoidal notch. The total discharge will be equal to the sum of discharge through the rectangular weir or notch and discharge through a triangular notch or weir. So this is a simple thing. మీరు ఆ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేసేసుకుంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా trapezoidal notch వచ్చేస్తుంది. ట్రయాంగులర్ నాచ్ ప్లస్ రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్, ఇవి రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే మీకు వచ్చేది trapezoidal notch. Let h height of the water over the notch, L equal to length of the crest of the notch. Then find out the discharge. Discharge ఎలా find out చేస్తారు trapezoidal notch లో, with the help of this equation. 2/3 CD L root 2g h to the power of 3/2 అది rectangular ది. 8/15 CD tan theta by 2 root 2g h to the power of 5/2 ఇది triangular notch. So rectangular plus triangular. ఇవి రెండు కలిపితే మీకు వచ్చింది ట్రెపెజాయిడల్ నాచ్ ఆర్ పియర్. ఓకే, సో ఇది సింపుల్ థింగ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకొన్ని అడ్వాంటేజెస్ కనుక తీసుకుంటే వెంటిలేషన్ ఆఫ్ రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్ ఇస్ నాట్ నెసెసరీ. రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్ లో వెంటిలేషన్ అంత అవసరం లేదు. In the case of triangular notch or weir, the velocity of approach may be neglected without introducing an appreciable error. ట్రయాంగులర్ నాచ్ లో కానీ వియర్ లో కానీ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ మనం తీసుకోవడం అవసరం లేదు. రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్ లో మాత్రం వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ అప్రోచ్ తీసుకోవాల్సిందే. ఓకే, ఇది కంపారిజన్. ద ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఫర్ డిశ్చార్జ్ ఆఫ్ రెక్టాంగులర్ ట్రయాంగులర్ నాచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ సింపుల్. ఇంతకుముందు మనం చూస్తున్నాం. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ది అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఓవర్ రెక్టాంగులర్ నాచ్. ఓకే, మిగతా నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో చూద్దాం.